But number 5, Notre Dame at number 8, Oklahoma. And Eric, I'm going to start with you, my friend. What made you pick this game? What got you excited about this game? What are you looking forward to?
Number 5 versus number 8. What else? Do I need something else to get excited about? Number 5 versus number 8. This game is huge. It has big implications on what happens, shaping up the rest of the season. If Notre Dame happens to lose, it kills any chance they're thinking of having for a national title.
Yeah,
and it's the same with Oklahoma. If Oklahoma is 5-1 right now, they're trailing Kansas State, who they're going to have to play at some point. They can't afford another loss. This game makes or breaks somebody's season, believe it or not.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got to figure every school you step out and what are you hoping for? But the simple fact that to win a national championship, that's your number one goal.
Well, people are always complaining that the NCAA doesn't have a postseason. They don't have like a tournament. They don't have a playoff system in place. They have the BCS. This is as close to a playoff game as you're going to get. It's coming down to the end of the year. They only play 12 games, folks. That's it. They play 12, and then the 13th's a championship game. We're already, like I said, 7-0 Notre Dame and 5-1 Oklahoma. This makes or breaks your team right now. Playoffs might as well start right now because Notre Dame's getting USC after this.
Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty big game.
A lot of big competition. It's huge.
Well, it's actually the first time in 46 years these two teams have played each other in Oklahoma. Now, odds have it that, in my opinion, this is going to be a close, good game. I really do. I know Landry Jones for Oklahoma has been playing really well, but Notre Dame's defense is arguably one of the best, if not the best, in the country. Now, the only issue for them is offensively, Notre Dame seems to struggle a little bit. I know they're getting their quarterback back for this weekend's game.
Yeah. Golson, though, I look at his numbers, and they're not like, nothing really jumps out at you. The guy only has 4 TDs, 3 interceptions on the year, 968 yards, 58.5 completion percentage. He's not necessarily lighting up the scoreboard, and especially when you compare him to the quarterback on the other side of the ball in Landry Jones, 62.9% completion rate, 1,653 passing yards, 12 TDs, 3 interceptions. Same amount of interceptions, but 12 TDs compared to Golson's 4. So you got to kind of give the quarterback edge to Oklahoma. You look at the rushing game, the leading rusher for Notre Dame, Reddick, 95 carries, 450 yards, 3 touchdowns. On the other side of the ball, you look at Oklahoma and Williams, 74 carries, 552 yards, 7 TDs, 7.5 yards a carry he's averaging. So it's really going to come down to, can Notre Dame's defense stop another high-powered offense? They've been able to do it so far this year, but can they keep it up?
Pretty much. Now, Mike, I know you're not the biggest college football guy. I don't know if you had an opportunity to look at anything for this.
No, I'm going to be honest. My service on my phone sucks. It just started coming up, all the Notre Dame Oklahoma stuff. So
all right. Well, when you're ready to talk, you start talking, my friend, because and we can fill some dead time for you.
Well, I'm gonna say this. Just looking at the stats right here. I mean, obviously, it looks like Oklahoma plays in the tougher division. Landry Jones has the good stats. The rusher Williams, 552 rushing yards, 7 touchdowns. The receiver Stills, 478 yards, 4 touchdowns. Better numbers than the Notre Dame leaders. But Notre Dame just seems like, they've played some ranked opponents this year. They're 7-0 so far. Probably a little weaker schedule than Oklahoma, and they are on the road. I'm guessing I'm going to go with the upset here. I'm going to go with Notre Dame.
Yeah, I see, and I don't think that there's an issue with going with Notre Dame. I don't think there's anything wrong picking Notre Dame and nothing wrong picking Oklahoma. These are two really, really talented football teams. But what I will say is, when I look at this game, you sit there and you're like, all right, well, do you like defense? Do you like offense? Do you like home field in college, being on the road? What works good for you? What doesn't work good for you? Oklahoma under Stoops is 79-4 at home. Ooh. That is insane if you consider the fact that they only play 13 games a year. So that's a lot of seasons of a lot of winning at home. One of their losses, though, came against Notre Dame in Stoops' first season with the Sooners back in 1999. But that was actually in Notre Dame. Last time they won in Oklahoma was the last time they played there 46 years ago, and they beat Notre Dame beat Oklahoma 38-0. But let's be serious here. 46 years ago means pretty much absolutely nothing in today's game. What you're looking at is the fact that Oklahoma's on a 3-game win streak, scoring 156 points over that 3 games. Landry Jones, 62% completion rate, 888 yards with 7 touchdowns and only 1 pick in that 3-game win streak as well.
But on the other side of the ball, Notre Dame's defense has only allowed an average of 9.4 points per game, which ranks second in the nation, only behind, that's right, you guessed it, folks, Roll Tide, number 1, Alabama.
You find so much joy whenever you're like, oh yeah, they're number 1 in that too. Awesome.
Also the Irish are led by, their standout linebacker, Monte Teo, who's having an unbelievable year. I know when we did our top 5 Heisman rankings the other day, neither of us had him in there, but he's a guy that I bet you within the next 2 weeks he ends up making both of our lists. He is playing outstanding. He may be the best defender in college football right now.
Fair. Hey, that's hard to argue with. I think this Notre Dame defense is just sick. The only thing I don't like...
They haven't allowed a rushing touchdown all year either, Notre Dame.
The only thing I don't like about them is 4 of their 7 wins on the year have come by 7 points or less. So that means they're winning these very, very tight games, a.k.a. their offense is just not that... Their offense doesn't scare you, put it that way. But their defense is so good that they start winning the field position battle. And they start getting in range where they just need a play or two, and before you know it, there you go. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, they just need to... That defense, if that defense keeps them in the game, they have an opportunity to win every game that they play. So I really, really think this is going to be a great game. Is this the mid-afternoon game or the night game? I actually don't know.
I think it's an 8 p.m. game.
It is, ABC.
Yeah? All right, good. Because that's the kind of game that should be in a primetime slot.